What's up, everybody? I'm Lockouts, and in this video I'm going to show you how to take your computer, put it in ultimate performance mode. We're going to boost FPS, decrease input lag, and genuinely try to squeeze the most performance that we possibly can out of all of our systems, no matter what kind of computer that you have. Check this out.
Won't you do a favor for me? Take your mouse and click the button. Won't you subscribe to me? Lockouts providing the content that you see. I'm visually stimulating your mind 1 minute at a time.
All right, guys, jumping right into this, I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet and painless on you and on me as I possibly can so that we can get right back into the game and enjoy what it is that we're here to try to do. Very first thing that I want you guys to do is to go down in here into your search bar, and you guys are going to type in MSCONFIG. When you get that, you're going to hit enter. When you guys hit enter, you're going to get this box that pops up and looks just like this. What you guys are going to do is see these tabs that are in the top. You're going to click the boot option. When you guys get the boot option, if you are on an SSD or an NVMe drive, I'm going to say this again. As long as you are, and make sure that you are on an SSD or an NVMe drive for your Windows 10, your booting system. If you're on an older system that has an old school spinning hard drive, don't do this step right here. Go into the next one that I'll tell you that's going to follow this. If you are on an SSD or an NVMe drive, I want you to click the No GUI boot, make your timeout 5 seconds. That's what I have mine at. This is going to help you boot faster into Windows and enable all your cores from the very first start, from the time that you turn on your Windows. All right, so now you're going to see the advanced options button right here, and you guys are going to click that. When you guys click that, you're going to get this box that pops up and looks like this. You guys are going to click the button that says number of processors. You're going to take the drop down box and whatever the maximum number of processors is. I have a Ryzen 9 3900 XT. It's a 12 core 24 thread processor. I'm going to select 24. So if you could only select 16 or 8 or 4, whatever the maximum number is that you could select that right here. If for any reason you ever come back into this and you are not able to see the maximum number of cores that you have, uncheck this box right here, reboot your computer, and come back into this step and try it again. But for now, I'm going to just select 24. That's the maximum number of threads that I have that's in this CPU. For maximum memory, I have 32 gigs in this computer. I am not going to select this. What this is doing right here, guys, is telling Windows 10, instead of it automatically trying to figure out how many cores to boot with, generally by default, Windows 10 is supposed to use all of them. We're going to ensure and force it to use all cores to boot right here with this step. So click OK and then click apply. When you guys click apply, it's going to say you need to restart your computer. Yes, you're going to have to restart your computer. Yes, there is going to be a couple of programs that you're going to have to get, but I'm going to make your computer as amazing as I possibly can. And whatever happens at the end of this video, guys, you're going to be limited by the performance of whatever software that it is that's in your computer. So go ahead and restart your computer. Come back into the video right here. All right, so the very first thing that we're going to do, guys, is after we have enabled all of our cores to boot with, you're going to get this program that is called Quick CPU, okay? And what this program does, it looks just like this. We're going to click yes. You have to run it as administrator. So when you install it, make sure that you right-click and run it as admin. And it looks like this when it pops up. What this program does, guys, is it makes sure that you have all of your cores unlocked. It's going to show you the frequency scaling, the performance scaling, all the basis basically of your computer. Since I have a 3900 XT and it's a very high-end performing CPU, I have my frequency scaling turned down. If you have a lower-end system, I want you guys to take your core parking, your frequency scaling, your turbo index, all of these sliders that are down here, take them all, max them all out. 100, 100, 100. If they have 100 on them, make them say 100. If you have like a 3900 XT, a 5900 XT, a 5800, something like that, if you have a newer gen Ryzen, turn your frequency scaling to 5%, make your CPU core parking 100%. If you are on anything else that is a first or second gen Ryzen, if you are on anything to do with any type of an Intel chip, all the way up to the i9 10900Ks and better, take all these sliders and max them all out. You guys are going to click apply, and then you're going to click close. This is going to do some registry edits for you. It's going to ask you to probably restart your computer computer again. Restart your computer again, and then come back into the video right here. All right, welcome back to the video already for the second time. So the next thing that you guys are gonna do is on your desktop, you're gonna go down in here to where your taskbar is. You're gonna right click on it. You're going to go to Task Manager. When you guys get Task Manager, it's gonna pop up and it's going to look like this. You guys are going to see these tabs that are up here at the top. I want you to click the one that says Startup. When you guys see Startup, you're gonna click Status right here, and I want you guys to see all the ones that are enabled that you have. This is going to hinder the process of booting into Windows. If you have a ton of programs loading as Windows starts, you're limited by how fast you can get back into Windows then. So disable everything in here that you do not need. The only thing that I have loaded, guys, is my Adobe stuff, my IQ stuff, and my mouse stuff, my audio stuff for my board, and then my Logitech download assistant. Anything else, if I want to turn it on, I load that program specifically. I do not let it load with Windows. It takes resources, especially if it's running in the background. So disable anything in here that you guys do not need that starts with Windows, and then go ahead and exit out of this. You're done with that step. We'll move on to the next one. All right, so the very next thing that we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna mess with the power plan that's in Windows, and this is going to have a big impact on performance, especially if you're on a lower end system. I'm going to say this, guys, if you're like me, if you're a Ryzen 3000 series or newer CPU user or owner, again, Ryzen, Intel, it doesn't matter. But if you are on a Ryzen 3000 CPU or newer, make sure that you use the Ryzen balanced power plan that AMD offers. It's on their website. You guys can download it. It's for your motherboards and your guys' CPUs. I recommend you guys to use this. So if you have a 3000 series or newer, so if you have a new 5000 series, any of them, you know, the 6 cores, 12 cores, the 8 cores, whatever it is that you have, as long as it's a 3000 series or newer, use the Ryzen balanced power plan. If you are on first gen, second gen Ryzen, if you're on anything else, go ahead and put your computer in the ultimate performance power plan. And the reason that I'm saying this, guys, is because the Ryzen 3000 series act a little funny when you put them into ultimate performance. It is recommended that you use the Ryzen balanced power plan for the newer Ryzen CPUs, 3000 series and newer CPUs. So for everybody else, what you guys are going to do is go down in here to your start button, and you're going to right click on it, and you're going to see Windows PowerShell Admin. You guys are going to select it. When you select it, you're going to click yes. After that happens, a little blue box is going to pop up, and it's going to look like this. You guys are going to go down in here into the more information section into the video, and you guys are going to get this right here. It says Power CFG duplicate scheme. It starts with all these letters and numbers, and it ends with a 1. You're going to right click it. You're going to copy it. You're going to come over to the blue box and just right click on your mouse. And then all you guys have to do is hit enter. When you guys hit enter, it's going to say Power Scheme GUID, all these other letters and numbers, and then it's going to say Ultimate Performance. This lets us know that, or ensures to us, that we have just enabled Ultimate Performance in Windows 10. This is a hidden Windows power setting. Windows always comes default with everything in power savings mode, and it does not want to give you the maximum performance. It wants to give you longevity of your stuff and put everything in the eco mode. We're disabling all that stuff, and we're going for top tier performance, the most we could squeeze out of our system. So after you guys do this, go ahead and close out of the blue box now. Now that we've enabled that power plan, we have to go and edit it, guys. So go down in here into your search bar and now type in EDIT POWER. When you guys type that in, you're going to see edit power plan. A little green power plug will pop up and it'll look like this. Click it. When you guys click that, this is going to pop up and look like this. At the top up here, guys, there's going to be a few options for you. The one that says power options is the one that you want to select now. Select that one. By default, when you select it, this is naturally how this page is going to look. What you guys want to do is take this little arrow and click it and drop it down. Now, if you enabled Ultimate Performance, you guys should be able to see it right here. So you'll go down in here until the little box, you're going to tick it, and then you're going to go over to Change Pan Settings for Ultimate Performance. If you are a Ryzen 3000 series or newer CPU owner, you guys are going to enable the AMD Ryzen Balance Plan that comes from the AMD website, and then you guys are going to go to the Change Plan Settings. I'm going to cover both of these right now. So if you are on Ultimate Performance, we're going to do your plan settings first. If you're AMD Ryzen 3000 series or newer CPU owner, I'll cover your plan settings right after that. So for Ultimate Performance, guys, what you guys are going to want to do is click on the Change Plan Settings. When you guys get to this page, you're going to turn display off never, put the computer to sleep never. And then you're going to click Change Advanced Power Options. When you guys click Power Options, get hard disk, turn hard disk off, make sure this has 0. The next thing that you guys are going to do is go to desktop background settings, slideshow, make sure that this one says paused. The next thing that you guys want is wireless adapter settings, power saving mode. Make sure and ensure that this says maximum performance. Do not select maximum power savings. Make sure and double check it says maximum performance here, because if you're on a laptop or a wireless connection, you want the max performance out of your little Wi-Fi adapter that you could possibly get. The next thing is sleep after never. Allow hybrid sleep. Make sure that this is off. The next thing that you guys want is hibernate after never, and allow wake timers. Disable them. Sleep. Break that back down. The next thing that you guys want is PCI Express, link power management. You guys are going to make sure that the setting says off right here. Again, PCI Express, link power management. Make sure the setting says off. The next thing that you guys want is processor power management. Now, this is going to say minimum, maximum, and system cooling policy. Or I have a 12-core, 24-thread, 3900 XT that's in this with an Aorus Master motherboard. It's pretty much top tier as you can get. If you are not on a 3000 series or newer, take this minimum processor state and make it say 100%. Maximum processor state, make it say 100%. System cooling policy, make it say active. I have that done on this computer. Anybody that's watched my videos over the past few years of us doing this, you guys all know that I recommend on Zen 1 or Zen Plus or any other Intel or any other type of CPU to take your minimum and maximum processor state and make it 100. This is not overclocking your CPU, guys. This is not adding power. You're not doing anything with the thermal limits. You're not going to degrade or hurt your CPU by putting the minimum maximum processor state at 100. What this does, guys, is let's just take 5 gigahertz as a reference number. If your CPU is sitting at 5 gigahertz, okay, and you have the minimum processor state at 5%, when you're gaming in your World of Warcraft, if you're using 20% or 30 or 40% of your CPU, it is going to downclock underneath the 5 gigahertz maximum threshold, which in turn, because it's doing a less, your CPU has a lower clock, in turn, it is going to give you lower FPS. You want to ensure that you have the highest stable maximum clock that you possibly can at all times. If you have your minimum processor state set at 100 and 100 and you have a 5 gigahertz or a 4 gigahertz or a 3.8 gigahertz processor, it'll never downclock underneath. If you are a Ryzen 3000 series or newer, make your minimum processor state 5%. You're going to get better performance out of disabling PBO, Precision Boost Overdrive, within your BIOS, and letting your clocks downclock to 5%. Your clocks will actually boost higher single core, which is going to help you while you're gaming. Now, this is not going to help you in multi-threaded workloads if you're a 3000 series newer CPU owner, but this is going to help you boost higher in, you know, core 1, core 2, whatever core that it dictates for that game to run, and it's going to boost higher. So I'm seeing like 4.8, 4.9 boost clocks right now with this setting set like this. Break this back down, guys. Oh yeah, again, make sure that your system cooling policy says active. You're going to get more performance out of this, and again, you're not overclocking your CPU, you're not hurting it at all, you're just ensuring that you're getting the maximum performance out of your CPU. So if you're watching, you know, a YouTube video, or just your desktop is sitting there, your CPU is running at its max core clock, it's not hurting it or anything like that. It's just you're going to get the more performance out of doing it this way. Believe me. The next thing that you guys want is display. Turn display off, never, and then go ahead and click apply, guys. Click OK, and then you could go ahead and exit out of that, and then we're going to go into the very next setting. All right, guys, for the very next setting right here, what we're going to do here is we're going to disable everything in Windows 10. Windows 10 by default, or if you've had it for a long time, has tons and tons of crap that is weighing it down. It's hindering your process for gaming, especially if you're on a low-end system. There's tons of stuff that is going on in the background that you want to disable and turn off, because you're going to free up CPU resources. Having more CPU resources that are free is going to make sure or ensure that you have a better gaming experience. So the very first thing that I want you guys to do now is go into your start bar again. You're going to see the little cog button. You guys are going to see settings. Click settings. When you guys get settings, you guys are going to see system. When you guys get system, you guys are going to get notifications and actions. Turn all of this stuff off. The only thing that I have checked is this one. Show me when Windows experience updates. Get tips and tricks or suggestions as you use Windows. I just like it. It doesn't do me anything. It's just these are what I have that's on. Focus assistant off. Power and sleep. Turn this all off. Power mode for performance and energy right here, guys. If you guys have this right here, Turn this all the way up. Make sure that you have best performance at all times selected, and this is going to be in your Windows 10 option. If you guys don't have this, just go ahead and skip this part. This is for people that have topper end systems. You're going to see options like this in your Windows. So make sure, again, screen, never, sleep, never. Storage, guys, we could skip that one. Tablet, never use tablet mode. Don't switch to tablet mode, and change additional tablet settings right here. You are on a lower end system and you guys do not have like tablet mode or anything like that. Turn all this stuff off. Turn all of it off. I have pen and graphic pressure tablets, so I have this stuff on, okay? Multitasking, guys. Snap to Windows. You could turn this on. You could turn this off. This is going to be preference for you. Timeline. If you have a lower end system, turn this off, okay? Because it's going to make a suggestion and it's going to use CPU resources to make that suggestion to you. Turn that off if you're on a lower or a mid-end system. Directing this PC, turn that off. Shared experiences, turn it off. Clipboard, remote desktop. Definitely make sure that your enable remote desktop is off, guys. The next thing that you guys are going to do is you're going to go into devices, Bluetooth, and printer. Make sure that you guys have all of this stuff up to date. All of your mouse and keyboards, your any other driver that has to do with any other peripheral, Stream Deck, webcams, any of that stuff. If there's stuff that's on here from mice or webcams or stuff that you don't have, right click on it, remove it. You don't need it. There's no reason for you guys to have that stuff on there. Go ahead and get rid of it. Printers and scanners, go ahead and remove all that stuff. For your mouse, adjust your cursor speed right here. This should be 6 ticks with no mouse acceleration. 6 ticks ensures, if you guys can see right here, it's actually on the 10 because there's 20 settings right in here. And this is the mid setting in Windows, which gives you 0 acceleration. Typing, you guys can auto miscorrect. This is going to be preference for right here. I only have highlight misspelled words on. Everything else is disabled. Pen and Windows ink. You guys, if you do not have a pen or a pressure sensitive tablet, turn all this shit off. You don't need it, okay? Autoplay, keep this on. You guys definitely want this. USB, notify me whenever you plug a USB. You guys want to keep this on too, okay? Okay, so the next thing that you guys are going to go into is going to be personalization. When you guys get personalization, you guys are going to click background. Make sure that you have a background as a picture or a static color. You can fit it, fill it, stretch it, however you want to do it right here. Make sure it is, again, a static color or a picture. If you have anything that is moving or a dynamic desktop, it is going to take more CPU resources. If you have a lower end or a mid-tier computer, you don't want that when you're gaming. You're going to want a better experience when you're gaming. Colors, guys, transparency effects, this is all going to be completely up to you. The rest of this stuff is all going to be, preference right here. Again, now we're going to go to the gaming tab right here. So go ahead and click gaming, guys, and enable Xbox game, all this stuff. Turn this off, turn game bar off, turn capture off. What you guys want to do is for this record length, make sure that this says 30 minutes. Video frame rate is 30. Video quality, make sure that this says standards. What you're doing here is just lowering all the standard quality. So if anything would kick on for this, it is at the lowest possible rate that it is anyway. So just turn all this the way that I have it. Xboxing, networking, disable all of that stuff. Ease of access, narrator, display, turn all this stuff off. The only thing that I have is show desktop background image. It's on. Everything else is off, guys. Text cursor, magnifier, high contrast, narrator, all this stuff, it's all off. Go through there and turn it all off. Now, I want you guys to click on the privacy. This is where you guys are going to get the most maximum benefit out of everything that we're doing just about coupled together, okay? So go into your general tab right here. Only thing that I have is let Windows track app launches to improve start and search results. Again, I have a topper, a higher end CPU. It's fine for me to have on. If you have a lower end system, turn this all off. Speech, ink and typing, diagnostics, turn this all off. Location, turn this off. Camera and microphone, you want these to be enabled, guys, and only enable them for the programs that you want them to be enabled by, okay? Again, camera and microphone, have them on, and I only have them on for the programs that you want them to be have access to. Voice activation, turn off. Notifications off. Account info, contacts, all this stuff, call history, email, tasks, messaging, radios, turn all this off. Out of all of this stuff that's here, guys, background apps. Go in here and click this one where it says let apps run in the background and check it. Uncheck it. Make sure that no apps are ever running in the background. You never ever want any apps to run in the background, okay? This is going to free up CPU resources. This is going to disable stuff and ensure that while you're gaming, you don't have all this crap running in the background unnecessarily and letting Windows dictate what it does and does not want to do. Turn this off out of all of this stuff. Automatic file downloads, pictures, videos, file system. I have everything off. The only thing I have on, guys, is going to be my microphone and my camera. Everything else off, including My background apps, guys, everything is completely off. It's all disabled. All right. The next thing that you guys are going to want to do is go to your update and security, go to your update, click your resume updates, update your computer. I'm not going to do this now because we're recording. And then after you guys are done, go ahead and click this pause update button, click it 4, 5, 6 times. It'll pause it for a few weeks and then go in here in a week or two, you know, and see if there's a new Windows update for you. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go down in here and we're going to add World of Warcraft to the high performance graphics options. And to do that, you're going to type in graphics, okay? You're going to get graphics settings. It's going to look like this. When you guys get this setting, go ahead and click it and pop it. Click on it, it'll pop up and look like this. Hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, reduce latency and improve performance. You'll need to restart your PC in order for this to take effect. You guys can try this with this on, try this with this off. It's going to be tested as a per PC, per system basis. If you do not see the setting, don't worry about it. It's because you have a lower or a mid-end system. Variable refresh rate. If you have a G-Sync or a FreeSync monitor, go ahead and turn this on. This is going to help you out. Now, the next thing that you guys are going to do is go down in here to where it says browse. You guys are going to find wherever the EXE is for your Blizzard launcher and for World of Warcraft, for Apex Legends, Call of Duty, whatever other game it is that you guys play, Fortnite, any of that stuff, okay? Find it right here. So click your browse button, locate wherever it is that the EXE is, okay? Add it. And then after you guys add it, click the options button. You're going to get these 3 things that pop up right here. Let Windows decide power saving or high performance. Definitely click high performance. Click save. You can exit out of that. Do all of this for all of your options, for your launcher, for all your games that you guys have, Apex, Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever other games that you guys have. Add that, you know, your Steam. Do this for everything, guys. Your OBS, your Streamlabs, any of your Adobe programs, any of that stuff. Make sure that you have it all selected for high performance. Go through, find all the EXE files, and then add it to high performance. After you're done there, you can close out of that. All right, the next thing that we're gonna do, guys, I know it's a long video. I'm trying to get through it with you guys. The next thing we're gonna do, guys, is optimize our internet, okay? And I'm gonna try to get through this as quickly as I possibly can, and I'm gonna run through this. Download link is gonna be the more information section for the video. So go down there and find TCP Optimizer. When you guys download and install it, the icon is going to look like this. Make sure that you right click on this and run it as administrator. Again, run TCP Optimizer as admin. When you guys load it up, it's going to look like this, guys. Or let it load. All right, so this is going to load and it's going to look like this. Very first thing that you guys are going to do is go down in here and you're going to select the custom little dot. So take the little ticker right here and make sure that it says custom. Now, the next thing that you guys are going to do is take this little box that says modify all network adapters. So if you have multiple network adapters, it's in your card. Go ahead and select it here. If you only have an Ethernet adapter or only a Wi-Fi adapter, select that here. But again, make sure it says modify all network adapters. So whatever you do to one controller, it affects the other controller. So whatever you do to your Wi-Fi or your Ethernet, it'll affect it back and forth, okay? So now the very first thing is take this slider right here at the top, and no matter what it is for your internet, guys, go ahead and max this out. We're well over 100 megabytes per second. You want to open up the NIC that's within your Ethernet driver, okay? And then I'm just going to run through this, so follow along with me. Ensure that your settings say the same thing. Normal, disabled, CTCP, enabled, blank, disabled, 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 disabled. Again, I'll go through this one more time. Normal, disabled, CTCP, enabled, blank, disabled, 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 disabled. All right. Next thing that you guys are going to do is you're going to go over here to where it says MTU and latency. You guys are going to select speedguide.net. If you are not in North America, you guys can click on this edit button right here and type in google.com and ping google.com. This is for people that live in North America. This is speedguide.net's program, so we're going to ping speedguide.net because it's going to give us our best results. So make sure that the pings per URL say 3, packet size is 32. What you guys are going to then do is click largest MTU. It's going to say, please set your max MTU to 1500 in order to get the correct result. Would you like to continue? Yes. You guys are going to do this 3 times. Ensure that you have the same number 3 times. If you do not get a consistent number when you guys are doing this, make sure that you pick the lowest amount of MTU that you see, run it 5 times if you're getting variable numbers on your MTU, and pick the lowest MTU and then set it to that. So your MTU is going to be a packet file size. You can see right here, you could set your MTU to 1312. I have gigabyte fiber op, guys. I have a 1 gig fiber op connection, And even though I get 980 down and 960 up, I can still only send 1312 megabytes in a packet per packet size before it'll fragment and split a packet. That means that instead of it sending one whole packet, because your default MTU is set to 1500. When you can only handle 1300 or 1400 or 1200 as a packet size due to your ISP, it's going to split and fragment packets. So instead of when you have it set to 1500, it's going to fragment it. Setting this to 1312 or whatever your MTU says, guys, is going to ensure that you have one packet, and it's not going to be a fragmented packet, and it's going to arrive at your destination as one packet per packet, unfragmented, before it even leaves your home router. So again, run this 3 times. This is going to be our second time that we'll run it right here. MTU 1312, perfect. MTU, we're going to run it for the 3rd time. MTU 1312. So again, you guys have probably been to other places and you've been, you've tested your ping, you've got low amounts of jitter, and it's like, yeah, dude, you've got a great ping, 0 packet loss. Yeah, bullshit. Use this. It's going to tell you that you're fragmenting packets before it even leaves your home router. Sure, the main packet will arrive, but the fragmented packet in behind it might not, and that's probably going to contain bits of information that could be important for the win or the loss, and you staying alive or not staying alive in the game. So again, whatever this MTU is, guys, you're going to then go back to the general settings, and where the MTU is, you're going to enter that right here. Now, after you guys do that, you're going to then click the advanced settings. And now I'm going to run through this and make sure that your guys' stuff says exactly what mine says. I'm going to run down through this, and I'm going to read this from top to bottom, left to right. Make sure that your guys' stuff says the same thing that mine says. If it says anything different, change it. Max connections, 10. Max connections per server, 10. Local, 4. Host, 5. DNS, 6. Net, 7. Max SYN retransmissions, 2. Non-stack, disabled. Initial RTOs, 1,000. Mins, 300. QoS, nothing right here. QoS, do not use. Default, NA. Make sure that's selected. Network throttling index, disabled. F. Make sure that says all Fs. System responsiveness, gaming, 0. You're going to disable Nagel's algorithm right here. There used to be, we'd have to go back into it before Windows 10 and disable this before this program was invented ourselves, but this does it for us now. So TCP ACK frequency disabled, TCP no delay enabled, 1. TCP delay ACK is disabled. Large system cache default 0. Size, leave this blank. Max user port is going to be 65.534. TCP timed wait delay is 30. I'll leave this open for a second so that you guys are able to copy this and get this information into your boxes. After you guys do this, you guys are going to click apply. Okay, I'm not going to do this because this is going to enter registry settings, and I'm recording this and it's already done. I don't want to mess up my computer or change anything and have to go through this and start the process all already over. So for everybody else, click apply. It's going to have a little box that's pop up. You're going to accept it, and then you're going to have to restart your computer after that, because it's going to enter some registry settings for your internet connection and all that stuff, guys. So go through there, do all the stuff that I just told you, restart your computer after you apply the settings and accept the registry settings, restart your computer, come back into the video, and we'll go into the next step right here. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about, guys, is going to be high precision event timers, and they're called HPET timers. You can go into your BIOS and look for something that is called HPET, high precision event timers. Make sure that it is enabled in your BIOS. You want it enabled for your mouse, your CPU, your GPU, and all that stuff, but you want it off in Windows 10. Okay, and we're going to discuss that right now. High precision event timers, guys, is going to add timers on top of timers on top of timers with the new Windows updates ever since like 1803 or however since I've been doing this and figured it out myself. You end up with a timer on top of a timer. And the whole point of this, guys, is so that timer resolution, this little program right here, says 0.500. And if you have any other number on your timer resolution, like 0.499, 0.472, 0.501, or anything that is not 1.00 or 0.500, that means that you have bloated timers within your windows, and it creates stutter, and it also creates a little bit of lag because you have discrepancies for the way that programs talk to each other. So get the program that's called timer resolution. We'll talk about this afterwards, and you want to make sure that your timer resolution says 0.500. So in order to do that, guys, you guys are going to go to the search bar. You're going to type in CMD. You're going to see command prompt. You're going to right click on it. You're going to run as administrator. You guys are going to get a little black box that'll pop up and look like this. When you guys get this black box that pops up and looks like this, you're going to get the very first one that says BCD edit set platform clock. No, you're going to copy it. You're going to come over here to it. You're going to Control and V paste it, okay? So we're going to copy this, come back over here to this little box right here, and hit Control and V, and we're going to paste it. You guys are going to hit Enter. It's going to say the command was successful, it was completed, it was done. Congratulations, all right? The next thing that you guys are going to do is go down in here, and you're going to disable some bloated fake Win 10 timers, and you're going to get BCD edit / use platform tick yes. You're going to right-click on it, you're going to copy it, you're going to go back over here to your command box again, guys. You're going to Control and V to paste. You're going to hit Enter. It's going to say it was successfully done, blah, 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 blah. Congratulations, you have now removed that timer. This is going to be a possible performance gain depending on your PC. I have it done on this one and on this one. This one's a Ryzen 7 first gen, 8-core 16 thread. This is a Ryzen 9 3900 XT 12-core 24 thread, okay? And I don't see any difference on my Ryzen systems. Other people on Intel systems, FX 8350s or Athlon processors, performance gain if you have a lower end system, okay? So that one right there, guys, is going to be BCD edit / set TSC sync policy enhanced. Copy it, go back over here to your little box, hit Control and V, hit Enter. It's going to say it was successful, congratulations, it's done. After that, this is going to be disable dynamic tick. This is going to be for older computers and laptops. This is going to give you a little performance gain right here. BCD edit / set disable dynamic tick. You guys are going to right click on it, copy it, come back over here to your command box, Control and V to paste it, hit Enter. It's going to say it was successful, congratulations, you have done it. And you guys have now just disabled all of those fake bloated Windows 10 timers. And that should ensure that your timer resolution now says 0.500 hard lock like this. And we don't have fake bloated Windows 10 timers on top of timers for absolutely no reason. It creates stutter and lag and the way that different programs coincide and talk to each other. Now, after you have done that, guys, it is recommended 1,000,000%, and do not, for the love of God, skip this step right here. Restart your computer. When you restart your computer, it's going to remove the old lines of code. When you come back and boot into Windows, it's going to leave them blank, and those timers are going to be removed then from Windows. So now, right now, at this point in the video, restart your computer and come back into it right here. All right, guys, so a couple programs that I'm going to just recommend that you guys are going to get. The first one that you guys have already got is Quick CPU, obviously. This ensures and unlocks the turbo frequency of your cores on your CPU and the boost frequency, no matter if you're on an Intel or a Ryzen system, okay? You guys have seen my recommendation for Ryzen 3000 series CPU, guys, or later. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns about that, just leave them down there in the bottom and I'll try to get back to you. Every once in a while, I just use this program to open it up and just to check to ensure that, hey, my turbo scaling index is still at 100, everything's at 100. It's the way that I set it. And then I close it up and it just gives me peace of mind maybe once a week or every 2 weeks, whenever I think about it, you know? That's the only reason that I keep it installed onto my computer. The next thing that you guys are going to need, and every gamer should have this no matter what, and this is for every game, for every computer. This is like the golden standard for everybody should have this, and if you don't have this program, get it. It's called timer resolution. This ensures that you have the lowest amount of latency for what happens with your mouse, your GPU, your CPU, what you see that happens on your monitor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, okay? And what we did by disabling all these timers is ensured that we removed the fake Windows timer so that our timer resolution can have control and set our timers hard locked at 0.500, and we get that nice, even, smooth, buttery frame pacing, very responsive application load times, very responsive mouse and keyboard reaction times from the way that that's pushed. Again, these programs are listed down below. If for any reason that these programs redirect you to paid versions, it's just because lots of people have downloaded stuff from you guys. Just Google them. Timer resolution is free. Quick CPU is free. TCP optimizer is free. Intelligent standby list cleaner. These are all free programs, guys. There's no need to pay for any of this stuff. These are awesome top tier programs and they're free. So again, if they try to redirect you to a paid version of this, Just Google it, timer resolution, TCP optimizer, intelligent standby list cleaner, or ISLC for short for that one. And they're free. They'll just take you to the website and you guys can figure out how to navigate their websites and find the program and download it for free. Okay. Again, they're free. If they try to redirect you, just don't buy them. There's no need. The next one that you guys are going to get is going to be TCP optimizer. You guys have already loaded that one up and we've already got it. That's optimizing your Ethernet and your Wi-Fi, that kind of stuff. Keep it on your guys' computer, maybe, you know, twice a month or once a month or something like that. Open it up and just double check that your settings are in there. Every once in a while you'll get a Windows 10 update and it goes and does something funky to my settings, and I'll open this up after an update and I'll have to go reapply some settings. So, you know, just keep track of when your computer updates with Windows 10 and how you guys, what the programs that you have to ensure that you have all the time ultimate performance and stability out of your guys' PC. The last one that I'm going to tell you guys to get, and this is going to be for lower end CPU users, guys that are on laptops, people that have low amounts of RAM, people that can't just afford a better system right now. Get something that is called Intelligent Standby List Cleaner, or ISLC, guys. And I'll go ahead and load this up right now. ISLC looks like this when you load it up, okay? And what this does is, this is a RAM monitoring program. You guys can see right here, I have no free RAM because I've been recording in 1440p right now. And what this does is it monitors the cached files that's on your RAM. And when you get filled up RAM in your gaming and it can't cache the files enough, you guys will encounter stutter and lag because you have to wait for it to purge cache files off of your RAM. Windows has a poor time of doing that. As you can see right here, it's not caching anything off of my RAM right now. It's not enjoying doing it. It doesn't want to do it. Why? For whatever reason, I don't know. But the minute that I click this button right here, notice nothing happens. It's not hurting my computer. No stutter, no lag, no nothing like that. All the thing that it did is it cached up 23 gigs of cached RAM that I had that's on my computer. Now you can see it's filling it back up, and it'll monitor your program, or this will monitor everything for you as you guys are playing your games, and it'll keep your RAM nice and free and clean, and this will help reduce stutter and lag and that kind of stuff right there. So the next thing that you guys are going to do, and is if you have 16 gigs of RAM or lower, you're going to set your file size or free memory to size to 2048. If you guys have 16 gigabytes of RAM or more, set it to 4096. Again, if you have 16 gigs or more, 4096. If you guys have under 16 gigs of RAM, set it to 2048. Everybody's list and file size will be 1024. This never changes for anybody. The only thing that's going to change is if you have less than 16 gigs of RAM or more. Okay, so again, more than 16 gigs of RAM, 4096. Less than 16 gigs, 2048. And the program will automatically purge your system when it gets below this threshold of free RAM. And then set your ISLC polling rate, guys. Make this 2000. Your mouse or your mice, they poll at 1000. Okay, you don't want this polling at the same time that your mouse and everything else does, or like your monitor and, you know, timer resolution. You want this to be a low polling rate just to monitor your RAM. You don't want it polling all the time, continuously crazy and constantly reading this. It takes more resources to poll it all the time, okay? And it creates more stutter. So turn your ISLC polling rate to 2000, maybe even 4000 if you have more of a lower end system. And then just click the start button, okay? Do not enable this timer resolution right here. Do not touch this. We have timer resolution for that. That is the best go-to program for timers. Only thing you want this for is if you have a lower end system, guys, and this is filling up your RAM more faster than what Windows can actually cache it. Set this just like this, use it just like this, start it up whenever you guys use a game, and then close it and stop it whenever you guys are not using it. Again, I'll purge my stuff again right now. Doesn't hurt it. When I play Apex Legends, I recommend this program, and it purges and cleans my RAM while I'm streaming hundreds of times in a couple hours gaming session. And it just makes my system that much better as I'm gaming. So this is, again, for people with lower end systems or even streamers, content creators, and you're only running, you know, 32 gigs of RAM and you haven't got your 64 gig kit yet, so that you can have whatever it is that you want to do whenever it is that you want to do it. So if you have, you know, a lower end system or whatever, this is going to help you out tremendously. Trust me, I've had I'm just now starting to get into these computers, guys. So everything that I've learned is because I've had shitty or lower end systems all the way up until now. So take my recommendations. They definitely work, okay? All right, so if this has helped any of you guys out, you know, by all means, click all the little buttons, help a fellow out like me, like, follow, subscribe, share this with your buddy, tell your wife, tell your neighbor, tell your kids, get everybody's computers to be in ultimate performance, because the better that everybody's computer runs, guys, the better time that we're going to have gaming alongside each other, because we have the same settings in our computer. We have higher end graphics cards, this kind of stuff. We want to ensure that we're squeezing the most performance out of it, and even if we have a lower end system, you definitely want to squeeze the most performance that you possibly can out of it, so that you can, you know, game alongside other people that have even a mid-tier or a higher end computer. Again, these are going to be the best settings that I've learned over the course of my gaming career, editing, everything that I do. This makes application times, load times more responsive, and this works, guys, just not for World of Warcraft Shadowlands, but for every other game and every application that you guys are using. And, you know, again, share this with everybody that you guys possibly know. Definitely smash that like button and get me into the algorithm so that we can help everybody out. We can get more people that have optimized computers, and we'll just genuinely be better as a community because everybody's stuff is performing better. So, you know, do what you can to help me out. I've done what I can to help you guys out. Smash all the buttons, like, follow, subscribe. I'm Lockouts. Peace.
Won't you do a favor for me? Take your mouse and click the button. Won't you subscribe to me? Lockouts providing the content that you see. I'm visually stimulating your mind 1 minute at a time.